In this video, we're gonna go over some tips for new players that are brand new to the game and have never tried
Halfway
it
there,
before.
the enemy has the upper hand.
Because, as you know, there are a lot of new players out there that haven't really tried Battlefield 1. Like, I've been playing Battlefield ever since Battlefield Bad Company 1, and some even Battlefield Bad Company 2, but I've always been playing since Battlefield Bad Company 1. There have been older Battlefields, but I'm not that far into Battlefield. I started playing with Battlefield 1, and some of you may, have this as your first Battlefield game, which I'm not gonna lie, it is fairly decent if you're a beginner at the game, but there are a lot of things you need to keep in mind with this. And one of those things are, if you're a new beginner, this is nothing like Call of Duty, and I've said this in previous videos. The damage ratios are different, the maps are different. You can't just go running around shooting people and expect to win. You actually have to play a certain playstyle. You can't just run around the map like some kind of guy on drugs doing some random shit. You can't do that. You gotta do things tactically or whatever kind of playstyle you like the most. And as you can see, this map itself is already extremely large. And as you can tell, there's also a lot of action going on in it. And right now, as you can see, I am in a bomber plane. I am bombing, and I have gunners trying to keep the plane up while I bomb different objectives. So this game clearly involves teamwork. So you can't just go and fucking do random shit. That's not how it works. You gotta play as a team as best as you can and try and work together. And also that includes reviving and giving ammo and health and all kinds of stuff. You can get ammo packs and you can get revive kits and all kinds of stuff, and you can help out your team and you can give them different things like ammo bags and all kinds of stuff to keep their guns loaded and so on and so forth. So just keep in mind that you can't just do like I said like what I just said with Call of Duty. It's not a thing. You gotta do things properly. And also another thing is play the objective in this game. Don't just go and run around and do your own thing. Do something that will actually help out your team, because in this game, as most of you probably are Call of Duty players, you probably know that, because most of you are going from Call of Duty to this new Battlefield, so most likely you're probably aware that most of you just run around and shoot at people. That's not how it goes in Battlefield. You gotta actually pay attention to what you're doing and keep an eye out for other teammates and help them out as well. Don't just do random trash. And also make sure that when you're in a vehicle, don't just get into the vehicle and then go to a random objective and then jump out, because every single vehicle, whether it's a tank or a jeep or whatever it may be, all the vehicles in this game are very valuable, and they provide some sort of cover or some sort of something for your team to to progress, whether it be artillery fire or any kind of other fire. Just keep that in mind. And also, as you can see, we have assault, medic, support, and scout. The scout is the sniper class. They provide kind of like fire from very long distances and kind of like just shoot random players at different objectives. The support are usually people that like kind of hold back the enemy, I guess you could say, and like, you know, you have mines and just like heavy stuff to really kick ass. With the medic, that's for like reviving players, like, or giving health in case there's a teammate that is down or something like that maybe. And for assault, this is kind of the class that's anti-vehicle. You have to do things like blow vehicles up or put mines down and then hope that someone runs over them, things like that. So as you can see, just by me being on the ground here, you can see that these maps are extremely large. There is a just massive amount of detail that they put into these maps, and sometimes you gotta watch out for things. It's not always gonna go your way. You gotta make sure you know where you're going. And don't just run around the map and fucking act like this is Call of Duty. Take in the scenery and like just like stand around and look at your surroundings. And if you see an enemy, like for example, you might see one out in the distance over there, just standing doing something. You can shoot him and do so much else. And there's just a lot to it. I mean, you really have to play the game to know about it. And also, my last tip for this video is, as you can see, like I talked about, you have mines and all kinds of other stuff. And don't just randomly put this down and hope that someone runs over it. That ain't gonna happen. Put these in different places. So like this one's an anti-vehicle mine, so put it in a pathway where you see a lot of vehicle traffic. Or if this was an anti-personnel mine, then you would put it into a spot where like someone would walk. Like for example over here, this building is probably a decent spot for someone to come in here like this, open the door, and then look out this window, or maybe come over here and open this window, and then look out here and kind of do this. Someone might want to do that. So with that, obviously this is an anti-vehicle mine, so you would do this, but pretend that this is a different type of mine, and like, cause for example, that might have been a anti-personnel mine instead of an anti-vehicle mine. You could have used that, put it in the door, and then they wouldn't have noticed, and they just would have walked right in and blew up. And as you can see, the mine did fall through the ground. That is a glitch that they need to fix, and this is only the beta, so it doesn't matter, but yeah. And just a bonus before I end the video, just as like one quick thing in case anyone was wondering that doesn't play this game. For example, if I shoot this gun, as you can see the bullet in the air, and you can see that it kind of drops off a little bit. That is because the bullets do not act like bullets in Call of Duty. You don't just shoot someone and then it magically, and then they just magically die. The bullets actually have a path that they go through, and there's this thing as bullet drop. And what that bullet drop does is, if you shoot someone, for example, in the head, it may end up in the chest, or if you shoot above their head, it may end up in their head, because the bullet drops downwards slightly. But me personally, I would buy this game just for the explosions. I just watched that is an awesome explosion. And just for the like building destruction in general. I mean, look at that. Oh, and also in case you were wondering, yes, you do have to do one burst per explosive. They don't all blow up at once like the C4 did in Battlefield 4. So that is pretty much it. I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of gameplay, and then that'll probably be it. So, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys